Heck yeah. Heck yeah.
Hey there, be sure to like, subscribe, and ring the bell. Hello, crypto friends. How are we doing out there? We are swimming in a sea of green out here in crypto land. As you can see on the screen, at the current heat map, BTC up 0.471%, Ethereum coming alive at 5.52%. So Ethereum and Litecoin are starting to wake up. So let's get over to the charts and let's have a look and see what we're looking at. Thank you for joining me. Today we're looking at Bitcoin BTC USD. If you're not aware, we did hit an all-time high early in the morning time here in the United States of America at 60,415.34 was the all-time high. So we're looking down at support to hold right now. You see on the screen here, 59,471.91. And I got that from the 1 hour. I had to zoom in here to the 1 hour time frame to see the little bit more intricate candles. You see, we got all the way up to the all-time high, had some indecision. Folks said, holy shit, what I do now? I better sell. Okay. So some folks sold. It's okay. That happens. It's okay to take profit. Take some off the table. Keep your powder fresh and dry, ready to charge again. So support holding down here to 59,471.99. Current resistance on the climb up is going to be right at the top of that previous candle there at right on the 60,000 mark. Of course, that's going to be our resistance, that round psychological number. Even though we did overtake that, we're going to have to do it once more. So that is BTC USD. Let's get down the list here. Let's move on to DOT USD. Polkadot. We'll go back to the 4 hour time frame. You see the previous support and resistance levels we had set for you last night. We're going to move those up now. There's your resistance up at the 38.210. We'll zoom into the 1 hour. Perhaps we can find some support. Yeah, let's go to the 1 hour. Dial that in just a little bit for you. Support is going to be right as you see. We're right on this 50 Fibonacci here. That's why we put that on the screen for you. This cautionary. So basically what you're looking for is for this to hold support and bounce to the upside, or it is a possibility if the volume trails off and the other indicators tells us so. We could come down and retest these the previous buy zone here. We are getting support on here on the 1 hour on this 12-day moving average. So look for that to hold, and we're about to get the cross on the 1 hour, 12, and the 100-day moving average for DOT USD. Let's move on to Binance Coin, BNB USD. Where are you, BNB? There you go. We'll stay zoomed in here on the 1 hour to show you the support levels. Bring this up just a little bit. There we go. So support 273.354. First level of resistance is going to be, let's use the body. These two bodies of these two candles are similar. So 278.05. And the 100-day moving average here on the 1 hour is above us. So that's going to create some resistance. So keep a peek on that. Looks like we are starting to form a really nice base of support for BNB USD. Did dip below this 50 Fibonacci. And we'll switch back to the 4 hour for a better picture. There we go. You see over here to the left, I'm going to just continue to leave these previous buy sell targets on here so I can kind of map that as we go along. Let's move on to IOTA, Internet of Things. IOTA USD. This one's getting data from Binance. Support level for IOTA 1.340, and resistance remains at the 1.39. So this one's been kind of sleepy, hasn't moved much, as Bitcoin is the catalyst that brings everybody else up and down. So Hasn't created much wiggle room here for IOTA USD. And quite a bit of selling here on these big candles. I'm sorry, the wicks. Large wicks here, sorry about that. Let's move on to Cardano, ADA USD. Cardano leading the way almost for the day. That's a great rhyme. 8.59%-ish. Marching its way up to this sell target on this previous. You see the ones here to the left. Came all the way down. Found support. Good solid bounce. Bounced up with Bitcoin and all the others. And then now we're trying to figure out some resolution. So let's zoom into the 1 hour time frame. See where that resistance is coming from. We're trying to break. Yeah, we're trying to get through that 100-day moving average. You see that indicated by this yellow line right here. Click on it. There we go. And so trying to get through that resistance. Then the next level is going to be right up here at the 1.13. And support down here right on that $1 psychological. So still holding that $1. Very important. And you do have the 12 and the 26 beneath you coming up, trending upwards as volume starts to dry up a little bit on the 1 hour. And big fat candle. Try to, lots of selling here on the previous 4 hour candle there for ADA USD. Let's move on to LINK, Link. Up 7.06% for the day. We'll have resistance at this previous candle at the 30.48 and support. Let's zoom into the 1 hour, see if we can break those candles up a little bit. There we go. Whoops, didn't want to move that. Moving things around. There we go. Support at the 29.76, so we are getting continuation on this run up as we're heading into our sales target indicated in the red here on this Fibonacci. So get ready. You may want to take some off the table. This is not financial advice. Don't ever take any financial advice from a YouTuber. And I just lost one person on that comment. Appreciate that. Sorry about that. There's a disclaimer. Nightbot will take care of it for you. So support at 29.75, resistance at 30.479. Let's move on to Ethereum. Ethereum finally woke up. It is struggling just a little bit because of the very bottleneck traffic concerning all the NFTs that are running on top of Ethereum. In fact, let me check the gas prices, or also known as gwei. Yeah, gwei is all the way up to 185 at the moment. That's the medium gas price. It's about 7.32 USD. So getting on up there. So they'll sort that out. Vitalik and that team, they're working very hard to figure that bottleneck out. Ethereum looking at support at 1860.84 and resistance up at the 1890.03. And Ethereum is was their all-time high? I think it was 2041.42. So this one hasn't particularly hit the all-time high. So big, giant, massive candle. These last 4, 8, 12 hours. I'm sorry, that's on the 1 hour. So let's go back to the 4 hour. That makes more sense. There we go. So the last 12 hours, 16 hours, we've been on a tear. So as you see here, we did make it into, we started the buy zone here, blew right through the cautionary zone or the yellow light, and then took some off the table for profit as we got the red zone. So there is anticipation that we may need to come and consolidate and move sideways for a while. We'll see how that plays out. Volume is kind of tapering off, shown down here on these red and green bars. The bottom, those are volume indicators. So the taller they are means the more volume. And RSI, that's your relative strength index, is a momentum indicator. Trending upwards, but we're still not in the overbought. So some wiggle room left for Ethereum. Keep an eye on ETH as always. Let's have a look at XLM. XLM's been struggling. Finally woke up. Did blow way down below this the buy target. So you had plenty of opportunity to get in there. We have a double bottom down here on the base of these two candles. Just ignore the wicks. And then now we're having support at the 0.400 and resistance at 0.4103. I'm getting these numbers, these dotted white lines you see over here on this indicator to the right shows where those lines are parked price-wise. So that's where those are coming from. You are encountering the 100-day moving average as resistance, so that's going to be a little bit difficult to get through. So hopefully the bulls will buy it up and we'll blast through there and get these moving averages back in the right orientation. Hey, if you're out there, say hey in the chat. Appreciate you stopping by. We'll go very quickly. I know everyone has lots to do on their Saturday, and I'm anxious to get out there as well. So let's move on to NUUSD. NU, trying to hold this support level that I have indicated here, and I did take, it looks like we just lost it. So let's go to the 1 hour. Yeah, it's coming down to retest this 12-day moving average, this red line, just banging off of that. And with a little bit of gumption, the bulls can help. Got some two bearish volume indicators above average. So there is some selling, heavy selling in this region here. And let's see what would the next level be, would be right here on the body of these two candles. So look for that 0.6198 to hold. Then you've got some running room up to these tops of all these is where I've got that parked. There we go. The wicks of all four of these candles. So at the 0.639 seem to be some solid resistance there. So trying to buy through there and get up to challenge the 100-day moving average there on the 1 hour. Switch it back to the 4 hour and we'll move on to NMR USD. So basically I'm not going by, I go by a list. I'm not actually going by the amount of change or increase or decrease. That way I can chapter all of these tickers so folks can take the recorded version and just skip over if they need to look at their particular ones if they don't want to sit through the whole video. But for those of you that do sit through the whole thing, thank you very much. I appreciate that. So moving on to, we are looking at NMR USD, got down into the buy target, didn't even need to touch the 100-day moving average, blasted through the 26 and the 12. Although we are watching this 12-day moving average trending down, so we may get across within the next 4 hours. So watch that as your, I did get the support level here off the 1 hour right on this 50 retracement area here that we always talk about. But it looks like we're marching on up. So we did get the 12 over the 100, 26 is coming up on the 1 hour. So good configuration there on the moving averages. More than average volume. RSI is not in the overbought yet. So got some wiggle room to climb. With a little bit of love and encouragement, we may get up to this sales target by the end of the day. You will encounter resistance on the march up right there at the 44.46, and if I didn't say it already, support at the 42.598 USD for NMR. Let's have a look at Litecoin, LTC USD. Litecoin finally woke up again. nice trending, nice uptrend there for Litecoin over the past 15 hours. This is the hourly. We'll switch over to the 4-hour real quick for you. We're marching up to that all-time high. Was 247, I do believe, was the all-time high for Litecoin. I could be mistaken. Let's check. We'll go to the weekly. Yep, 247 for Litecoin. Back to the 4-hour. If you're in this trade, you did get through the sales target. So, and we're getting resistance up there on my mark at the 228.39 up here. And you're going to have support. This is off the 1-hour time frame, and you have the tops of these two candles that are also going to provide support for 221.69 for Litecoin. Litecoin is overbought here on the 4-hour, so we may need to come down, retest support, and for a continuation to the march up to an all-time high. Quick comment on what do you do when you see these things going up? You wake up and most of these are now either close or hitting all-time highs. So the strategy for that is, first of all, shed those FOMO demons. FOMO is fear of missing out. The worst thing you can do, in my opinion, and that's my opinion only, is to buy someone else's, pay for their profit, right? So if you need to get rid of those FOMO demons, the thing to do is scale in very, very small. That way, if it does pull back, you can invest a little bit more. So you can basically, what you're doing is you're going to cost average down on the pullbacks with sight on the continuation. Also keep very tight stop limits. Tomorrow I'm going to do a video on stop limits, and I'll go over how to do that in Robinhood, Tastyworks, Coinbase Pro, what's the other, Binance. So we'll learn how to set stop limits. There's trailing stop limits to keep you in the game, or protect those profits, I should say. Let's move away from LTC, go into Comp. Comp USD marching its way up. Some good solid candles here for the past 1-2 days. Getting into the cautionary zone to watch. That's where we're going to try to get above this 100-day moving average. We can see that that is creating resistance. And we will find you. Let's go to the 1-hour real quick. Thanks for sticking with me here. We'll try to wrap this up very quickly. There we go. 459.535 resistance and support. You could base your support off the bodies of those two candles, but we'll drop down to the wick of this one because we do have the 12-day coming up. That should give us a little bit more ammunition, and the 26. But on the 1-hour here, you see we got some wiggle room to climb up to that 100-day moving average. It looks like we're getting that resistance off the 4-hour. So there we go, 448.89 support, 459.53. Watch those levels. If the support fails, then you got a big drop here. So if you're not in this particular trade here, you may have another opportunity if this continuation fails. But RSI momentum indicators showing upward trend and increasing volume for Comp USD. Let's have a look at basic attention coin, BAT. BAT, there we go. Blew through this 50 retracement, came back down to retest that. So that's why we use this thing. See how that was a perfect bounce right off that 50. And then some kind of resistance here. So let's go to the 1-hour and see what caused all that. And I think that was his previous price action. Yep, over there. Right there. So right on that pivot over there to 0.816. Yes, 0.8161. And let's find you some support now. Go back to the 4 hour. We should be able to see that pretty clearly. And previous support right on that 50 Fibonacci right there, the center. That for BAT USD. Let's move on to GRT. Where are you at there, GRT? There we are, up 4.48%. Support at the 1.8088 right there. And you see here, as indicated on the screen, the 100-day moving average trying to bust through there and close above there. That's the key. Get above that 100-day, close, set a higher low, and then off we go for continuation. Volume's good, doing well, above average. Indicate on this green bar down here at the bottom. RSI, plenty of wiggle room for the upside potential. You will have resistance at the 1.893 for GRT. Moving on to VeChain, VET USD. VeChain did make its way on this previous trade. You see the one here, the buy and the cautionary and the sell. So we made that trade, exited, came back, reloaded, got all the way back up, exit. So that was 2 consecutive trades that were in our favor. And so we did not get down to the buy zone. And that happens. So sometimes it will come down to this fib 50. We did push just below there and then start to bounce upward, but we're looking weak on the climb back up as it grabs a hold of that 12-day moving average. So look at support to hold for VET 0.0658. I'm sorry, 0.06, yeah, 0.60587. A lot of decibels in there. And then support resistance at the 0.06859. There we go. Holy cow. I mean, that's a lot of decibels to deal with here. For VeChain, let's have a look at ZIL. ZIL USD, up 3.80%. Coming off of 2 successful trades, up to the all-time high and back down. So watch this one as it starts to make its way. We're starting to lay down healthy consolidation in this range right here. Did come into the 50, found some support. I have it marked here. This is coming off the 1 hour to 0.1660 and got a new resistance level. We failed on that previous attempt. You do have this indecision candle with a mostly all wicks, small body. 0.17762 resistance for ZIL USD. Volume's kind of drying up a little bit, so watch the volume for that particular one. Let's move on to DOGE. Notorious DOGE. Where are you there, DOGE? There you are. DOGE banging away. Just finally got above this this consolidation that's been hanging around in, and you can see we did get up to, that's been a struggle for quite a bit of time. We can't get above that 0.0590 has been a challenge. So looking for DOGE to make its way up to that resistance level, and we'll zoom in here on the 1 hour to get some more support information. There's that it, yeah. Big massive wicks on both of these things, so keep that in mind. Not much volume. We did have a big bearish candle here, took it all the way down to 0.054. Bulls bought it right back up, so that's your support and resistance for DOGE for today. Let's move on to some DeFi tokens. We'll start out with UNI. UNI. UNI, nice rounding top up here, so be aware of that. That can indicate sometimes that we're in for some pain to the downside. If you are bullish biased like myself, And we are zoomed in here on the 1 hour, so we're looking at resistance to fee first come into play, 32.69. Did find some support off the 12-day here on the 1 hour. You see the red line coming through at 32.36. So we are in trying to break through this caution light here, and just look for you're looking for volume to increase, and we did get to the overbought, so we need to come down. RSI is in good shape now for some continuation. For UNI USD, have a look at AAVE. AAVE up 8.65% today. Made it to our buy target right here, and then now we push through the cautionary zone. Now going to have to come back and retest it. Looks like big massive volume candle on the previous candle. We'll switch over to the 4 hour. Looks a little bit clearer that way. There we go. So let's see, did I have this one marked? Yes, this is not marked properly. Sorry about that. Let's put the 50 because that makes more sense. So we're trying to get through this 50% retracement now indicated here. Resistance at the 412.116 USD, support holding at the 405.48. RSI dead center, so volume, we're on a new candle here, and it is about half. We're about, a fifth of the way through this 4 hour candle. So volume is looking good. We're going to need it to get up through this yellow light as we all stomp the gas and blow right through there. Let's have a look at MKR USD. MKR USD, there we go, up 3.27% today. Into the buy zone. This one's been relatively difficult to trade. You see, we did make it up through. We had 2 opportunities to sell into the sell target here. Came back down to this new buy target, and then barely shot in there, so we had to be on our toes to get that one. Now we're retraced all the way back down, having another go at it as we start to march up. So finding resistance, we'll go over to the 1 hour. Hard to see in these wicks here. There we go. Resistance is going to be at the 2215.49. Still blows my mind. This thing is $2,000 now. It's crazy. And 2187.2878 support. We are just above this 100-day on the 1 hour, so that's looking pretty good. Volume up above average, RSI in good shape. So MKR creeping up, trying to make it up to our sell target. Let's move on to audio. These are some NFT tokens. You probably heard all about the non-fungible tokens and artists selling art. This particular one, audio, is for musicians. And marched all the way into the sales target. If you didn't have a chance to exit there, you may have another one coming up here soon. Came back down to the fib 50. Now making this march up to the top as well, trying to come up to retest that high there. So at the moment, we will find we're on the 1 hour time frame. Because these big candles are it's hard to get clarity on the 4 hour. So we're going to go for resistance at the 1.300. May have to switch into the 30-minute time frame to find that support. There we go. Now we got something to look at here. We're going to start out with the body of that candle there for support, as this wick did catch the 12-day moving average. It looks like it's heading up that direction, and the 26 to get underneath for support. You see we did come below the 26 at one point, managed to retake that. So looking strong for audio. Have a good day. Let's move on to THETA. THETA was a rocket ship. Oh, that's why we got to get the 4-hour time zone. 4-hour time frame. Sorry about that. Blasted all the way up here to the apex of this Fibonacci, so we did retrace back and catching support off the 26-day moving average and catching resistance off the 12-day moving average. So as these two converge, keep an eye, watch your volume, watch your RSI. So we got support marked for you here at, we'll drop this down just a tinge, there we go. Right on this 26, we found support at 6.344. Resistance up here at $7 roughly. So yeah, look at that $7 psychological. We did get all the way through that, managed to get all the way up there to the all-time high of 8.14. So THETA's making its way back, trying to regroup a little bit, did get over to the overbought here for the climb and continuation. Let's look at ENJ, another NFT. ENJ managed to get up there and set itself an all-time high of 2.20. Right up there. So that's what we got the Fibonacci on that. That pivot and this pivot down here to 1.52. So holding support strongly at the $2 range and nice little bounce on the climb up. So we're going to look for it to get, looks like we're getting resistance off the body of this candle. I'm sure if we zoomed in, that would be the top, yep, of that guy. Where did it go? Yeah. All the support here is resistance going back through. So we'll leave it there. Looks like we're going to have to get through these 12 and 26 on the 1 hour for continuation. So that would be resistance at the 2.06. Bulls are trying to march that one on through as we're just about to revisit this sales target if you didn't manage to get out on the previous climb. Still looking strong for ENJBUSD. All right, Bitcoin dominance. Let's have a look over there at Bitcoin dominance 62.61. So that is up almost 2%. So money has moved into Bitcoin. So normally when that happens, it's going to move right back out into the altcoins within 1%, not a lot. But you know, that's the ebbs and flows. So BTC still up over $1 trillion. Get that number for you for market cap. 1.144 billion. So very, very significant for BTC to be in that $1 trillion market cap. And total market cap for everybody in the crypto space is 1.844 trillion. Well, folks, that does it for me. Got through all the list. I did put in the chat room. If you're watching the recorded version, you wouldn't be able to see that yet, but please do your own research. Validate sources and double check URLs. We are in scam city for crypto. So this is the third go around when all these names start hitting all-time highs and stuff. There are scammers everywhere. It brings a lot of focus. So be very, very careful out there. Do not take financial advice from anyone on YouTube or Twitter or any social media for that matter. And if I have no questions, I'm going to call it for the day, and I will see you tomorrow at 10 a.m. Central Time. Have a great weekend. See you then.